Because without control, there is no guided crash. And we're back with Unforgettable Conversations. Today, we have two very special guests, Kaz and Lula. And yes,
Hello.
they're from Relate2You podcast. Which
Hello, guys.
their link will be in the description, so check them out.
Yes, please.
And then we also have Donnie.
What's up, guys?
With the banana.
The randomness.
The randomness
starting.
already
It's
started.
already there.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
He's already halfway into the banana.
Yeah, I'm almost done.
He's almost there. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of an interview with you guys, kind of a checkup to see
Okay.
like how's your guys' podcast going?
Oh, I like that. Health checkup.
Yeah,
A health
we're doing it.
checkup.
So how long has it been?
We're going to hit a year
Gonna hit a year.
July 1st.
July 1st.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
A year on YouTube. So
Yes.
and on Spotify. Well, Spotify probably a couple months, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But on YouTube for sure, a year.
Yeah.
So you guys started Spotify a little bit after YouTube?
Yeah,
Yeah.
way after YouTube.
Okay. And how's your guys' give me a little bit of details of like your guys' subscribers, views, stuff like that.
Subscribers 75. That's it. So if you haven't subscribed to Relate2You, please do so. We need
Go
your
check them
guys'
out.
views and subscriber count. But yeah, our episode used to be called Hear Me Out, and we changed it to relate to you guys, but also to be better found on YouTube and on Spotify. And we're friends, we were coworkers, and yeah, we have a podcast.
And we're still friends.
And we're still friends.
And now they're nothing.
Nothing. That's the whole thing.
That's what's keeping us together.
So
our business.
what is the whole like theme of the podcast?
Well, I think we try to do a good job. Well, not a good job, but a well job at relating to other people, relating to our guests who we invite, relating to those that are watching, relating to each other as well. We've done things where we, like 2 episodes ago or so, we did a thing where it was best friend quiz. And we tried to relate to one another, like, oh, I didn't know that about you, and now I know. Or
Yeah.
even in our stories, sometimes there's a lot of correlation. Sometimes,
Do you feel like this podcast has drawn you guys closer to each other?
For sure.
definitely.
Yeah, I think
Definitely.
the whole premise of it was we started working together and we came from very different backgrounds. And I think that both of us didn't think we could manage to have a friendship because we were so different. And so that kind of is the whole point of like, if Lula and I could manage to be friends, then in a sense, you could relate to anybody because you just have to find some common ground,
Yeah.
Find some general respect for each other's experiences, and then you can relate.
Yes.
Yeah.
So two worlds from different
Collided.
areas colliding
Yeah.
and relating to everyone else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Inside one
Yeah.
universe.
Did you guys ever think that the podcast was going to get to the point where it is right now?
No, I mean, obviously we're still like growing.
Right.
We're still building. Obviously you guys are in your 3,000 range of subscribers. But I still think, I don't know if it was you or Lula that said it once. We look at viewer count and we're like, okay, it's only 10 views or it's only 20 views. But imagine if you came to a place and 20 people came to see you, like walked through the door. It's a lot of people. And so, yeah, like sometimes when we see a video and it's like, oh my God, it hit 100 views. Like we are kind of like, what? Like,
Yeah.
why did it, make it? So no, I don't think we ever thought it was going to even get past maybe the few people that actually
Yes.
know we do it,
I think we started with that mindset of like only the people that love us will support it.
Yeah.
And we're okay with that.
Like an insider thing. Like
yes.
Yeah.
we're okay
sort of like entertainment for the few friends. or
Yes,
whatever.
exactly.
That's cool.
But I think we've realized that those people that we thought will support it, they do. But
That's all they did it.
but,
But yeah,
but
in a way,
that was
weird
the
way, yeah.
reality.
Yeah.
That we started noticing. Oh, my sisters don't.
Yeah, same.
They don't watch
other,
every single episode.
Yeah, but other people do.
Right.
And I think that's what amazes us
That was
every
surprising.
single time that we thought, this is for the people that love us. But I think what happens is that because they love us and they know you, they're like, okay, I've heard that story or whatever.
Yeah.
I've seen too
But-
much.
Yeah. But with, it amazes us that people that we didn't think would listen to us are listening to us. and they're the ones that would go up to us. Oh my God, I listened to that last episode, or it's so fun. I didn't know you had a podcast. Share it with me. That's what's keeps us humble, I guess.
That was going to be my next question. Was going to be, have you guys had any situations where people are like, I watched your podcast or something like that?
Yeah.
Lula more than I do. I don't know what it is, but like people gravitate towards telling Lula. But then at the same time, I think it's because you go to more like district events, like you do see more youth. And I mean, we go home.
We go home.
Or we go to my family's house or something. But people have told you.
Yes.
And I'm like, what? And it's kind of crazy.
I think the craziest one has been where one of our friends, Aaliyah, a little friend, we're not little, but she shared with us how how someone else in the youth group shared our podcast, and he was very like, "Hey guys, listen to it, it's fire." I was like, "Oh my goodness,"
Oh, that's kind of awesome.
I mean, on one end, we felt the pressure of like, "Oh, our youth are listening to us. We need to be careful."
Yeah.
But on another end, it was nice to see that.
they're sharing it.
That they're sharing
that
it,
they
and
like it that much.
we're managing to relate to the younger generation.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true.
So
That's true.
yeah,
Yeah, I know. Like I feel the same way like how you do, because I haven't had like people tell me that directly, but Danny and like Alex and all the other guys,
Really? You
they
guys
always
have had
get
people? Like,
telling them.
what have they told you guys?
Like we'll go to like convention, or we'll go to like a youth service and stuff.
There you go.
And then I'll get like random people from like Long Beach and stuff, or like not random people, like they're my friends. You guys are my friends. I love you guys. But
The
like,
bromigos.
I'll
They're
get
still
I'll get
random.
people. I'll get, well, it's just because like you never thought like, oh, you would watch them.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah. Like I've gotten a lot of like girls, like female people, which I would think like bromigos, we're like a guy,
More male.
more oriented.
Yeah, right.
Where like there's like girls that are saying like, dude, you guys are funny, like blah blah blah. Like I remember I saw this show, or I saw this episode, and they're like, oh man, that was hilarious. And I'm like, oh wow, like I had no idea you guys watched it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's fans out there.
I think it's kind of like exciting, but also sometimes it's like, I think whenever that happens, I start to like unconsciously be like, what did we say? Like, I don't know, like, not that we're like ashamed of what we put out, but like, because you'll have someone tell you they just watched your last episode, you're like, what did we just put out? And
Which
then
one was it?
which one was it? The other day, someone shouted us out. And I was like, whoa, like, why did they shout us out? Like, that's more people that, are going to know, which is a good thing. But then it only kind of brought a pressure of like, okay, we got to make sure we're
Mindful.
ourselves,
Mindful.
but we're mindful, So I think it's a good thing, but there's always that little pressure.
Where do you guys see the podcast going for your guys' like future?
Oh, we're going to write a book, and we're going to hold
Relate2You.
conferences.
Sky's the
and,
limit.
First
we're going to
edition.
have a studio, and, Lula's going to come in and,
Adam will be inviting us, not us inviting
Right.
him.
Yeah.
yeah. No,
Well, let's say short-term goals or visions for the future, and then like kind of a long-term. So we'll start with the short-term. What are some of the short-term things that you guys want to accomplish maybe by the end of the year?
Get to 100 subscribers.
Yeah.
I don't think we are too big on like
pushing it.
Which is probably why we haven't grown. Maybe I think that was one of our. We recently had a conversation of like, where do you want this to go? And I was more of the mindset I want it to be as easy as possible. And if that means that we're getting very low subscribers per month or whatever, then I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I think I shared it with Kes of like, I don't want it to be a thing of we need to be behind the subscribers, or we need to be behind the numbers, and because that wasn't our mindset when
Trying to like feed them. And, like,
yes,
in a
that
sense,
wasn't our mindset when we started this. Our mindset was to yes to relate to people and to sort of share our opinions, but we always want it to be fun.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't want it. I mean, yes, it's pressuring because we need to be conscious of the content we put out.
Right.
But it wasn't ever like where we need to hit this amount
It's
of.
not a job.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think it's hard for us to have like.
you don't want to be a sellout.
Basic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think we are, because we've already
Respect
kind of
that.
figured out in a short amount of time, or in a year, what sells or what our podcast tends to be popular in. And we'll have those episodes for fun, but it's not like we will only do entertainment type podcasts. Like, I think there's also the element of like, this is something that we wanted to do because it was fun for us. Like, it's a chance for us to hang out more so now than before, you know, now that we don't see each other as often. And so it's like, it's a chance for us to talk and share what we think. But some of our episodes are not as popular, obviously, because they're more, you know, like our conviction episodes. You know, I really enjoy them because it's a chance for us to share what we believe. And a lot of the times I don't feel like we share enough about it in church. And so I like that. But obviously you have embarrassing stories and whoosh,
Oh yeah.
that's what skyrockets, you know? And so I think that, yeah, what Lula said, as long as we're having fun and we felt proud of what we put out, I think that's why we're doing it.
And I think we also figure out pretty early on that if we are faith-based,
Yeah.
we are not going to be that popular. And we were okay with that too. We're okay with, because even in our convictions, there will be people that will disagree.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, then that comes with the job.
With the opinion, yeah.
Right.
Well, just so you guys know that there's actually, I think, what was it? Buzzsprouts did a survey on, I think it was Buzzsprouts, did a survey on like actual podcasts. And a lot of people by the 7th episode, on average, they quit. So the fact that you guys have gotten this far and it's already going to hit a year and you've gotten, I think, well over 30 episodes.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like,
What's Buzzsprouts?
it's a service provider. It's kind of like Anchor, where
I see.
you pretty much put your podcast through them and they distribute
They
to
disperse
Spotify
it, stuff
and
like that.
Apple Music and
Okay.
whatnot. But
It's a
yeah,
platform.
it's a platform that distributes your podcast.
All right.
You guys use Anchor, but yeah, they pretty much, I believe they're the ones that did the survey that by the 7th episode, a lot of people just quit, or they don't have any more motivation or ideas on what to continue talking about, or they forget about it.
And I think that's another contributor as to why we're so thankful for our 75 subscribers, because we know that it does take a lot of commitment to stick around.
Yeah.
And so and we've been trying, but our episodes can get very long.
Yeah.
So we also know that if people check out at the 30-minute mark, ni modo, you know, like we're trying our best to make them shorter, but sometimes it's because we like it so much, we forget about it.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things where, do we compromise the time or do we compromise a subscriber saying, they're taking too long?
Right.
So, yeah.
And I also think that, like, we're kind of in a generation that a lot of people go viral or become popular very quick. And so there's no pride in building it as it used to. I mean, back then, YouTubers would take years, usually a decade, to get to the subscriber count or to get the follower count that they had. And it's in the 10th year that they're monetized or that they're now having these brands, you know, help them out. And now you have one video that went viral and now that person's figuring out, what can I do with this popularity? How can I put something out? So on one end, for me, it's like, I don't think virality is important, you know, because when it's ready, it'll come. And if it doesn't, which is something we've talked about, like, we're enjoying this right now, you know, but we don't know what our life is going to look like in the next couple of years, you know, when you're in a relationship, when I have a kid, you know, like, we might be like, oh, look, let me show you my boyfriend or let me show you my kid. Or we might be like, that was a great season. We did that. And now to write a book, you know, like there might be something else. So I think it's a good thing that it's the slow and steady process.
Yeah, so kind of like grow it organically and see what happens from there.
Yeah.
So I guess you kind of answered it for the long term, at least long term goals that you guys have planned out for the podcast.
I think long term is that our relationship is only stronger in the end. So whether we continue doing it for a long time or whether we stop it, but it's like one of the things I've told you is it's so exciting that, and it's kind of morbid, but it's exciting that if I were ever to die, Lula always has videos of me and like
Or vice
memories
versa.
and vice versa.
versa.
Like, you know, like that was a like time capsule into us being young, or when we have kids, like my mom did that, like they had, this podcast out there. So
Forever online.
I don't want to say my long-term goal is like monetization and, brand and, although t-shirts out there with un bolillo para el susto, but
that would be
that would be awesome.
Just Lula's face and un bolillo.
Un bolillo para el susto, or I was 15, but if you get it. But I think, again, because the whole point of it was our relationship, that's my long-term.
Okay.
As long as we're okay.
Yes.
We did it.
We did it.
Yeah.
I think. And if you think about it, it's not even about the podcast. It's us.
It's just us.
Yeah.
It's just us. It's about us.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. No,
Well,
no, that's
short and
that's
sweet.
No,
it's not it.
I like that you guys do it like more in a sense of like, this is like, if anything, it's just you guys are just building each other's relationship and you guys are just recording yourselves all doing them. Like
Yeah.
that's all like it seems like. And I like that. I enjoy that. I mean, I'll tune into sometimes. I'm not a like everyday diehard.
No.
Avid.
I'm not even a
Genius.
diehard, watcher with this one,
With
I'll
the
be honest.
Bromigos?
Yeah, with the
You're not a
Bromigos.
bromigo?
I'm not a Bromigo watcher. No, I am. I am a Bromigo.
I think
But,
Only when I come out in it?
No, I'll watch some of the other ones. Like there's some of them that I'll watch and like I'm not in it, and I'm like, this is wild.
Oh, you were thinking,
they're like, they needed me.
I'm
Exactly.
like, no. I'm like, this is wild.
Oh,
yeah,
I think I know what you mean.
got it.
Or you're like, oh, I don't know if that was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like, I'm glad I'm not in that one. No, I'm joking. No, a lot of them are funny. A lot like that's what I like about your guys. Like if I want to go to like to conviction or stuff like that, like I'll be like, all right, this is faith based. Not that ours isn't faith based. I mean, is it faith based?
It kind.
We'll tap into it. We'll tap into it.
We'll tap into it, and then we will be working on a segment
Yeah.
on it soon. So
Okay.
there's going to be. Remember we talked about lobby ministry.
Oh,
segment?
right.
We're working on that.
Lobby
Oh,
ministries.
Yeah.
That-
We've got-
I would
we've
like
got
to
a
be invited
couple-
for that one.
Okay, I need to know your pitches. So
Oh, we're
got a
gonna have
couple,
like a lot of different. We
sell
have
us,
segments
sell to us right now.
that are in the works.
You know what?
Why should we watch UNFC?
Last year was my first time going to the lobby ministries.
How was it?
It was a foreign world to me.
Right.
I think I got what's the name?
It was
A
a
cultural
watering.
shock?
It was a watering hole.
A culture
That's
shock.
what it
There you
was.
go.
Yeah.
A what?
A watering hole with all the different animals.
I've never experienced it, so
It was
I
just
wouldn't know.
I you know what it is? That it's such a gnarly experience because you're
Gnarly,
thinking,
really. Gnarly.
There's no other way for me to describe it because you're thinking, why are Christian kids at 2 a.m. in a
lobby.
hotel
Of a
lobby?
hotel.
It's just
That's the
weird.
only
Yeah.
place they can.
That's
Yeah.
gnarly, and they're not without their father or their parents. They're
not with.
but they're not alone. So it's like everyone's chaperoning everyone,
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was just
But
that
at the
to me
same
was
time,
the
there's no
gnarliest thing.
chaperone.
There's
But
no
at the same time,
chaperone.
there's no chaperone. So
It's a controlled chaos.
yes, and I think
A nuclear banana.
Yeah, and that's one of the segments.
oh
That's
god,
another segment.
a
Sorry.
nuclear banana.
That's gonna be
Yeah.
a segment that we're gonna
It
do.
sounds like a unit.
There's a-
It's literally a UFC thing that
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because this is the way this episode's going. Even though it's for your episode, it's not feeling like very UNFC.
it will be. It will.
Okay.
He'll start talking in a little bit, and we'll be
Well,
talking about.
I kind of felt like he was going towards that direction when he asked, "What's the platform that you were mentioning about the survey?"
butt sprouts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
thought,
we're
okay,
gonna
here we go.
I
dive
had a totally
into
Here we
it.
go.
different idea. When I heard butt sprouts, I was thinking butt and sprouts.
I was thinking
butt
Bud Light.
Bud
And
Light?
I was thinking Bud Light, and I'm like, is there like a segment or something of
Oh
Bud
no.
sprouts?
Well,
So,
just
I don't know.
a provider of it's like Anchor, like I said,
And that's our sponsor today, Butt Sprouts.
and it's not our
it's not
sponsor.
our sponsor.
And they're not
Yet.
separate words; it's one together.
One together.
Bud sprouts.
Yeah,
Okay.
Butt Sprouts.
No, but what I like about your guys' podcast is that
structure.
control. Yeah, that control and that
structure.
structure.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys don't have a Danny that you have to deal
That's
with.
true.
No, we're both Danny on our episodes. Sometimes we just ramble.
But at least you're
And
rambling together.
That's where our viewer count on the analytics. People checked out. People checked
But
out.
at least you're rambling in the same direction. We're rambling.
guess.
It's like they're rambling in different directions.
Yeah, I'll bring up random stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I found interesting is that maybe you haven't gotten it as much as I have, but like for example, when I go to district events or stuff like that, and people say, "Oh, I've listened to your podcast," they always link us to you guys.
Yes.
Oh,
Like
really?
we're siblings.
Yeah.
We're siblings.
We're siblings.
If people listen to
Sibling
us,
podcast.
people listen to you, and if people
The
listen
sister
to you,
podcast.
Sister
eventually
podcast,
they'll
yeah.
listen to us. So I've always, but in reality, we are
Yeah.
your sister podcast.
Yeah. I
I mean, we
We're
share
a
the
good
same
balance
studio.
too.
Which, yeah.
You know, you like have the craziness and, you know, although, yes, you guys have like
Alex.
all over the
You make it seem like he's a mascot or something.
You kind
Or
of.
maybe I'm
I
just
don't think
thinking
you
he's a
said
mascot.
that. You said it.
I'm sorry, Skipper. We didn't mean to.
I thought it, but he said it. That's different.
He knows. He knows.
He knows though.
No. I just mean like sometimes you guys get very deep.
Mm.
You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
And
yeah,
so
those
I think
moments.
what it is that
We'll
like
cry.
with a UNFC episode, it's kind of like
Unforgettable.
yes, but I think what it is,
A metaverse.
it's like, oh my
No,
god.
the way I have always described it, it's supposed to be unforgettable. So it's either unforgettable or unforgettable.
What the heck is?
So-
I think you're taking.
I think you lost me, babe. You lost me.
Okay, look. It's either forgettable
Right.
or unforgettable.
Right.
So
What was
you're
the
either
other
gonna
one? You said
Okay, so it's either
that's why I
something.
said
Forget-
I get it.
unforgettable.
Or
Just
forget-
Or-
forget about but just spaced out.
it's still the same.
I think I get what you're saying. It's
I
either
don't.
people forget,
I don't.
Yeah.
help me
Either
out
people
here.
forget
it or they don't.
Or they don't.
That's it.
It's either
Yeah,
going to
okay,
be
okay.
in their brain for the rest of their lives or they're just going to dismiss it.
Yeah.
At that point, it's just a podcast.
It's always been a podcast.
Unforgettable. If you take out unforgettable, it's just podcast.
No, forgettable.
Okay,
Forgettable and unforgettable.
let's forget that.
Look, my point
This
was
is a forgettable
It's a
moment.
forgettable.
Or it's going to be a unforgettable
this is
moment.
literally what we were
That's
saying.
true.
was
Okay,
gonna
I'm
happen.
liking this. I'm liking this.
So I feel like your guys' episode is like, I don't know what dish to put it, but it's it's that kind of meal where you don't know what you're gonna get.
Right.
So there might be something sweet, and then there might be something salty, something bitter, something really wild in there, and you're like, "What the heck is this?" You know, kind of like I love, for the record, Indian food. You know, the spices. You don't know, like, whoa, that's a kick. That happens to your guys' episode. Sometimes I'm laughing, and then sometimes I'm like, that was really deep. Like, not oversharing necessarily, but sometimes it's like, oh, like you guys got like deep. You know, there was, I'm not going to bring it up, but there was an episode with Nathan and Richard and you, I believe, and Alex. And you guys started talking about something and I was like, oh my God, that's like men go through that, you know? And so like, I feel like for some things, you know, it can get very deep. And then, you know, a banana episode.
Yeah, think about it like this. I want to film this one day. Danny just walks into a Chinese restaurant. Everything is in Chinese, and he orders everything on the plate.
And I'm speaking in Chinese.
No, you don't know. You don't know what you're
Well,
ordering.
I don't know what I'm ordering.
You just order everything on the menu,
Okay.
and you get it on your plate, and
Wait
then
a
you
second.
start
Why everything?
because you don't know what it is.
I'm on a deficit.
I don't care if you're on deficit. Today you weren't.
Okay.
It was your cheat day.
Cheat day.
So you order everything on the menu. They bring it to you. You start weeping,
Okay.
and it's an insurance commercial.
Like the Thai commercials.
That's the best
Why
description
insurance?
of our podcast.
He's
Why is
talking.
it
Do you
insurance?
remember that time that I showed you guys all those sad episodes and they all
Oh,
happened
yeah.
to be
The
life,
life
insurance,
insurance.
or something?
Yeah.
That's
Is that
what
what
you
it's
want
saying?
your
You're saying life
podcast to be?
insurance?
That's what I want. That's what I
Your
want.
life insurance.
You wanted to be a
That's
twist.
that's the description of UNFC, but I do want to film that one day.
Like this whole time I thought it was something sad, but it was really life insurance.
Yes,
Got it.
or like an M&M
I guess life
commercial,
insurance could be sad.
That makes sense.
or an M&M's commercial.
But I think it's a good balance. The
That was
fact that we're
forgettable.
That
siblings,
was forgettable.
the fact that, you know, you have that and then you also have the difference in our episodes as well.
Yes. So
So it's
Yeah.
controlled
Environment.
and
Environment.
uncontrolled.
Yeah.
I mean-
We're like a dog without a leash. Like you don't know where we're gonna go.
We're a dog
Ruff.
without a leash
Ruff.
that's chasing a car that
Yeah.
doesn't know what it's going to do when it catches it.
Mm-hmm.
Which, and then that works for you. That works
It's
for
been
you.
working for them.
It clearly has. I mean, you guys have what, 3,000 subscribers?
Yeah, but how many friends do we have?
I've built
No, I'm
great
joking.
friendships with a lot of the people that have came on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've had a lot of people ask to come back on it.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of time.
Do we know all our subscribers by name?
No,
I think we should
Okay, here's a question. Do you guys
know your
look?
subscribers?
I know who our
All
subscribers
75
are.
of them?
We know.
I know who the subscribers are. I literally know who they are.
Well, that's not fair. I mean, we got 3,000 of them.
But do you ever like
I don't even
go
know.
through?
Yeah.
Throwing
Wow.
shade at numbers.
Oh, porque no tenemos tantos.
Wow. How dare you?
Wow.
You're on the
How dare you?
podcast.
I'm on this side right now.
We're on our podcast right
Well.
now,
Bro, amigos, we love you.
bro. Because
So
I might not know you.
I
by
have a
name.
question
Yeah.
for you guys.
okay,
Like, how do you feel the podcast has changed you? Has it changed you for the better or for the worse?
I think it's helped me with my public speaking, where I wasn't comfortable with public speaking, and now I'm a little bit more comfortable with it. Danny,
Um,
I have a question specifically for Danny.
before I answer or after? I
No,
answer?
because of what your answer. Did it help you find love?
Did it help me? No, it didn't help me find love.
yes, it did.
Help me find love?
Yeah, talk to the producer.
So who's the producer?
I'm the producer.
What about it?
I helped him
How?
find love. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, wait, how did you? I was like, no. I
No,
was
I
just
didn't.
curious if by any chance that
She had
helped.
never seen it before.
At all?
Okay.
Before I met her, no.
Yeah.
No, she had never seen
Okay.
it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Just curious.
Yeah, no. But did it strengthen
man.
it? No. I'm just yeah.
And here I am. just
Maybe
being a
that's what I
podcast
was asking.
for love. Jesus.
But I won't say it didn't help either. You know, after the connection happened. You
It
know.
only strengthened it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you
Like
know,
pouring gas
that's
on a fire.
that's why I want to continue the wingman industries.
Yeah, that's going to be a segment with
segment,
Alex and
you know.
Danny,
Yeah.
Wingman
that?
Industries.
Okay, so you have nuclear banana.
So we have right now.
Wait.
We have one segment that's already out, which is Lito's room.
Right.
Right.
We have pull it up.
We have we have Lito's room.
That one's already out.
We want to make the nuclear banana,
Nuclear banana,
which is we're dressed up in bananas.
and it's just a specific group of people. There's no outside people that come in.
Yeah, no outsiders.
So
So it's
no
just you,
outsiders.
Danny, and Alex.
And Tim.
And Tim.
And Tim.
He's
He's
Oh,
getting a
okay.
banana. He's
Tim
getting a
is
banana.
the
He's getting a
outside?
banana.
Tim's
He already
still-
got a banana
He's-
suit. I
he
guess.
got a banana
Oh,
suit.
okay. I thought it was going to be James. You know?
And that's how it's gonna be for the rest of the entire segment.
Yeah.
Just those four.
Just those four.
Okay.
No one else.
Then there's lobby ministry that we were talking about as well.
It's gonna be like faith-based
Faith-based.
segment.
You know, no chaperone.
No chaperone.
That whole idea.
Oh, okay.
It's similar
okay.
to Wingman. It touches with Wingman Industries, complements it, but you know.
Then there's Wingman Industries.
Then there's I already said that one. I said Wingman, but there's also the Adventures of Lito.
Oh, Adventures of Lito. That they came up with this. I didn't even
Yeah.
think about it, but they think I should do it.
So he's he goes through his daily life, and we're around like recording him.
I was like, what?
No, I'm just
So,
kidding.
like,
No,
vlogging?
actually, honestly,
like The Office.
sort of like that. Yeah. No, if I'm being honest, I actually don't remember what Adventures
So
of Lito.
I was telling Tim that the day I retire, I'm not really gonna retire. I want to do like I've told you.
You want to
before,
work at Walmart?
I want to work at all these
Yeah.
different places like Walmart, Home Depot. I really want to do it.
So I guess
This
that was
is a
kind of
dream
right.
of his.
Yeah, it's like a
Like
dream of mine.
just bagging things or
He wants to live.
I think,
Yeah,
I
just
think
for the
because
bags,
he never
that's a-
experienced being in retail, it's like that, like, I want to know what it feels like, the simple life.
Oh, I see.
Even
Like
though it's not
simple,
very
Simple,
simple.
putting
like a
things on
part time.
shelves.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
okay,
stalker.
like the whole like. Did you say stalker?
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh,
like
like
stalking.
a stalker.
Stalking.
Oh, okay, yeah.
that's who.
That too. No, but like you know how like out of high school you get those type of jobs where it's like you work at Starbucks,
right.
you work at
Custodian.
Home Depot, you're a custodian or something like that. That's what I
Lunch
want
lady.
I want to do. But Tim got an idea. He's like, you should do a segment where you're just recording like 6 months
Your
of
life. Yeah.
your life working at that job and then
Right.
going to other jobs afterwards.
And then you rate it.
And then what?
And then you.
Oh,
rate
then
it.
you kinda rate
You rate
The job.
How I liked working.
How I liked working at Walmart.
This is the
Starbucks.
first time I'm hearing it, so I'm also
Is
excited.
that like a long-term goal kind of thing?
Kinda. I mean, he just said it and I was like, I like that.
I'm guessing this is what I have to be like after you retire or something. No.
Or if the podcast becomes something and I can work part time,
Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
Yeah.
that'd be
Yeah,
kind of
it's
cool.
just-
Imagine that Walmart.
Going to my
Starbucks,
part-time. You'll see me at Walmart with a
Jiffy
blue vest.
Lube.
Jiffy Lube, In and Out,
In-N-Out.
probably not.
No.
No, they
Chick-fil-A?
won't let me.
Chick-fil-A.
Dog walker.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A has
Walker.
those Sundays off.
Uber,
Uber.
Eats. Uber Eats,
Yeah,
Wow.
Postmates.
Postmates. Work for all those places for like 6 months and then just be done with it.
A gym trainer.
Gym trainer.
Oh.
Yeah.
But just be the
A
heaviest
gym trainer
there.
for men.
Be the heaviest one there.
For men.
For men
For
only,
men only.
specifically.
Men only.
Yeah.
No fat shaming.
Mm,
Or I fat shame them even though I'm fat
Because you get it?
Because he can. Because he's fat.
Because you're fat.
because I'm a
okay,
trainer.
Okay.
mm,
Well,
Taxidermist.
wait, so what are your long-term goals for UNFC?
Definitely wanted to grow.
Money.
you want some money,
Monetization?
don't you?
No, I mean, I would want to obviously
You
get
guys
it to
hearing this?
grow. What?
Go ahead.
No, to get it to grow to a point where we can get a better place to do the studio. So I have like different versions of the studio, better equipment, better cameras, and so on. So
So is that all the Bromigos are to you?
a ticket
Just
out of here.
chess
Yes. No.
pieces. They're just
Chess
chess
piece.
pieces that you move around.
No, of course not. They are
Gonna have
family.
our
They're coming with me.
house.
They are.
I'm going to provide better quality videos and more consistently and more of them for them.
Mm.
That's good.
And how much of the check are you giving to them as well?
To them?
Yeah.
We're
All of
literally
it.
seeing a business like deal / fight happen.
I mean, I've already
before our
technically
eyes.
done it.
What is Danny's cut?
That's true. I don't want to cut. I'm one of them.
You're one of them?
I'm one of them.
You're a viewer only?
I'm a viewer.
Didn't you say that you haven't seen all the episodes?
I have.
So you're not one of them.
Is there a viewer that's seen all of them?
Yes.
Who? You've seen every single one? That's not fair. She edits.
No,
He has to.
But I actually
do
watch even on top of editing.
She rewatches it.
We
I'll go back and rewatch them actually. Like the Apple Con.
Her
Oh, that one's
segments?
hilarious.
Yeah.
His
His segments.
no,
hilarious.
we do have and shout out to Michelle, because Michelle is a fan of both our podcasts.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
And she'll talk about you guys, and then she'll mention us. So I do think she's one of those that is a diehard fan for both.
We should have her on here.
You guys should.
You guys have. They have.
We
her.
have
Well, you
had
guys,
her.
you guys have had
She's
her, right?
awesome,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
You guys should have her.
I know. I'm gonna invite her one day.
Yeah, I mean, there was a point where you guys would use allegedly for like everything,
Allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly.
and she started using it too.
She would say
it.
She would say it.
She always catches on our phrases that we use a lot. And I
And that is
find
how
it
you
through
know
her.
she's a true fan.
That's true.
Because she catches on to those small details.
Yeah.
So shout out to Michelle.
Shout out.
Shout
to
out,
Michelle.
Shelly.
You'll be coming on the podcast soon.
Ooh.
Be ready.
If she wants to. Be ready.
You're gonna be forced on here.
If you're ready for the controlled chaos.
Controlled chaos. We're landing a plane, no engines.
Yeah. Think about it as if like you're fighting someone in the dark and you feel a punch. You turn on the lights, there's no limbs on the person. And you're like, how did they punch me? You know?
I thought you meant like
The
there's no
pata.
limbs on your body,
Oh,
That's
you're
what I
like,
was
oh, so you
thinking
can't
too.
fight
and
back?
you're the only one in the room.
I thought you were going to
That's
say that.
even
Like, there's
better.
no one
That's
in the
even better.
room.
That's even better.
Who hit me?
Yeah. Except for a little baby on the floor. Little baby just
There you
chilling
go.
there.
And it just
That
keeps
would
getting
be a
Look
good
at it.
prank.
more and more random.
Good prank.
Good
how,
prank.
How do you take off your limbs of someone?
No. I'm just saying like leave someone in the dark, punch them, and then like somehow disappear and leave a baby on the floor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Turn
that's
the
a good
lights
prank.
on, and they're like,
Like,
whoa.
what the heck? Like, do they fight the baby? Or
Yeah, exactly.
They
They get
Yeah.
$1,000 if they win,
no.
Oh.
but with the
What
lights
is that?
off.
I don't know about that.
So yeah, but no, then you send in a professional fighter, take the baby
When the
out
lights
when the
are
lights are off.
That's good.
Have you guys ever fought each other and with the lights off? I feel like that's something that brothers did growing up.
With the light, they were like dimmed 20%.
That's dim 20%.
So that's a lot
No,
of
I'm
light.
just kidding. With the lights
blind
on,
chicken.
with the lights off. Wow, we wouldn't fight.
And throw pillows
We would throw pillows.
At night.
Yeah.
with other.
Well, even during the day, it just gotta block out the light.
You blindfold someone,
Mm-hmm.
just throw pillows at them.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Some people would throw like
Rocks,
not rocks, but like backpacks with books in them,
backpacks. Yeah, that's
like
true.
shoes.
Shoes,
You would-
blankets, and then
They
push
would
them on the
push
floor.
them. Like somebody would do. You guys ever what's it called, tabletop? You ever tabletop someone?
No.
You know, you guys know what
What does that mean?
tabletopping? So say Lula's standing, right? Joel's behind, like on all fours, like a table.
Like a table.
His back is the table.
Oh, okay.
So he's hands on
and
the floor,
Lula's like
knees
facing
on the
that
floor.
way.
and then I just come in front of Lula and just push her back,
And she falls.
and she falls backwards, and you know
see.
her legs get taken out by Lula.
Oh, got it.
It's
Got it.
tabletopping.
We used to do that in middle school all the time.
I've never heard of this.
With
Yeah.
you guys or other?
Oh, other
kids?
people.
No, we
Yeah.
weren't in middle school at the same
Yeah,
time.
no.
Oh, true.
Yeah, we would literally go and like you'd see one of your friends and he'd be creeping up behind someone else, get on all fours, and then you just push your friend and they tip over and get tabletop.
You fall over, yeah.
No.
Get hurt.
was
Yeah, I
always
don't
fun.
think I've ever got it.
We gotta try it, Lula.
Go to
Now it's a little bit more dangerous.
Yeah.
You could fall and really injure
Okay, I
yourself.
have a question. If you were going to get $10,000 to punch Lula, would
Somebody?
you do it?
Lula.
Dang,
in the dark.
Where?
10,000
Where?
in
Does
the
it
face,
matter?
right in the face.
Face.
Yeah.
Lula, would you be okay with it? We'll split it.
Yeah, wrong one.
5,000, 5,000.
5,000, you would do it? Would you do it to hit me? I would hit you.
That was easy.
Just straight, I would hit you.
Yeah.
Hey, we can both use it for our funds
Mm-hmm.
for the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Podcast.
that's true. One good punch.
One good.
I
punch.
wanted to say, would you punch the baby? Because you guys were mentioning the baby earlier, but
Don't punch the baby
I don't punch babies anymore.
not
anymore.
More.
Yeah.
You've
in
retired
trouble.
from that.
Well, I got in trouble.
That makes sense.
All right. I was gonna ask you something about the podcast specifically.
But you forgot.
Are you saying that's my segue?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, he's the worst with segues.
I am.
He's the
I am
worst
the
with
worst with segues. Like you're making me
And
forget
now-
my segue.
Punching a baby. And now, I wanted to ask you about the podcast.
Financially, how's the podcast doing? That's not the question.
You can segue from the baby to a podcast. You know,
How?
just like a baby needs to develop, you know, you have a savings fund and all that, all the, you know, financial security and everything. With all that financial security, if you treat your podcast like a baby, what ideas or what kind of, you know, transformation to make your baby grow up do you have for the podcast?
Here you go. So you have a baby.
You don't have to segue again.
No,
I
I'm gonna
just
segue. I'm gonna segue
Segued
the
again.
better way.
Okay,
you
go
have
back
a
to the
baby.
baby. Go
You
back
have a
to-
baby,
Okay.
and if the baby's always crying and distracting you from your podcast, how do you control that baby?
No, you cut the podcast.
You cut the podcast?
Yeah.
No, but the podcast is the baby.
Then you cut the
It's
Then
the
why would
second baby.
Why would the baby
There's
be
two
distracting?
babies.
Yeah.
There's
why
two
would-
One baby's
babies.
distracting the other baby?
No, one
That's what
baby's
you
a good
said.
baby. The other baby is the bad baby.
Oh, there's bad babies.
There's a bad baby.
I don't believe in bad babies.
You're the bad baby.
I am a bad
Do you believe in ugly babies?
Yeah. I do believe in ugly babies. yeah. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I think,
You don't?
I think there's ugly babies.
Oh no, I
think
they're out
beautiful
there.
people make ugly babies most of the time.
I think all babies are ugly
Yeah, I was gonna
All
say
of
that.
when they're born.
When they're born?
Um,
They
I
just-
I've yet to see
How-
a baby that was born just straight out of like being born
Mm-hmm.
and was beautiful.
Well,
The
are we,
day-
are we saying like the day
days-
after?
Yeah,
Or like
no, like that
the day
day.
of.
I
That day?
don't think babies
I mean,
come
that-
out beautiful. I think they're smushy.
that day they're all sweaty and
They're
stuff, you know, all
all
the
full of
liquid.
Oh, let's say
stuff.
a week after.
Week
Oh, yeah,
after?
no, yeah, they are.
No,
No,
they're
they're
definitely
ugly.
babies that are not very pretty.
They're ugly.
Yeah.
I would agree with
There's
But,
babies
but
that
not
even though-
every baby. I have seen babies that are like days older or days old.
Yeah.
And, you know, ya el aire les pegó, ya.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
like,
please. Like,
They're like those
Yeah.
camping beds that just inflate.
yes, exactly.
takes a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
longer.
No,
No,
because
longer.
it's like some babies come out with their skulls
Soft?
kind of dented in, you know, and
yeah,
then it
that's
takes
true.
time for them to like
the tissue to like.
kind
Yeah.
of like inflate in a way.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I've seen babies grow to like 28 years old that are still ugly, you know. They're still there, you know. And I'm just like, well,
Oh.
Wait, I'm 28.
nunca se le quitó, you know. Oh, well.
You caught it, Joe.
He's probably talking
I'm
about
trying to-
I
something.
look like you.
Well, ugly.
Would you ever tell
No.
someone,
I would never tell somebody like your baby's ugly.
what if they were like,
That's
"Oh my
Jack.
god, isn't my baby the most beautiful baby you've ever seen?"
I think they believe that, but the part of them's got to be like,
Okay,
Nah.
this ain't no Gerber baby.
I have a question. Do you think parents cannot see that their babies are ugly? Do you
Yes
No,
and no.
I
Yes
think
and
certain
no.
ones-
Yes and no.
Do you think love could just encompass someone so much and be like,
Love covers multitude of
they're
sins.
beautiful?
I think there's
No.
certain people that love ugly people, and they're
Yeah.
okay with that
Yeah. Yeah.
because
But
there's
they know they're
more-
ugly?
Yeah,
And same thing with
yeah,
babies.
yeah. And some
They
people
know that the baby's ugly, but they still love that thing.
yeah.
I mean, that baby.
I mean, you think about it like even with like a dog. Like if you got like an ugly little pug, you're like, you're so ugly, but I love you so much.
Because you're so
You know?
cute.
Oh, I know
That
some
makes
of those
sense.
people.
That
It's
makes
I know
cute.
some of
It's
those
cute ugly. Because once it
cute
gets
ugly,
older,
yeah.
you can't say it's cute ugly.
Yeah,
You don't look into someone's eyes and be like, oh, I fell in love with you because you're cute ugly.
yeah. But despite that, like with the baby, like you're thinking like, you know, I will die for this ugly little baby, but this is my baby. I'm gonna protect it with like everything I got.
Yeah,
makes
I
sense.
think
Yeah.
when they're babies, yes, it makes sense for parents to be like that.
Yeah.
I think it gets a little awkward when they're older and you're like, oh, dude, like there are parents out there that really think my kid is la última
Yeah.
coca en el
The
desierto,
bees.
you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and he or she deserves the best because they're just the best. I think that's where we are like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, let's be a little more realistic parents. Come on.
And realistic individuals.
Yeah. yeah.
Because I do think that though it's good to have confidence, I think it's also good to know your
Know your
rate,
place.
You know? Now, you might be a hot 10 in TJ.
Oh yeah.
We always say this. In TJ, there's a very different ranking
Oh,
system.
the scales change.
You know, that's in different parts of the world.
Pounds
hey,
to-
Hey, but if I go to Germany,
Pounds to pesos.
Pounds to pesos.
Russia?
Russia, you know,
Switzerland.
that is where it's a very
Czechoslovakia.
different, you know, ranking system. So just know your
No, your lane.
If you go to
lane.
Japan,
Yeah.
you're sticking out like a sore thumb. You know,
Obviously.
A sexy thumb.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
But yeah.
They like those sexy thumbs.
So what was your question?
Move on from that.
let's steer away from that.
Danny distracted me.
What?
This entire podcast has been distracted by Danny.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because Danny.
Isn't
Danny's
isn't
distracted.
Danny that every single podcast?
Yes,
though?
yes. But that's why we have him. He's what I call the salt of the podcast because he brings out the flavors in.
He
the
brings out the
sauce.
flavor, but he doesn't keep his word.
What?
Whoa!
Oh,
What are you?
I am a bitter fan.
Well, whatever.
You haven't released Camelon,
Oh, it's not 2050 yet, is it?
but you should have some
You
samples.
should have some samples.
Oh
You
no.
should have had at least
That's what-
a
that's what,
brand image.
What's it called? Wingman Industry should be providing
Camelon.
Camelot?
Camelot.
Do you know
guys
what? You know
Camelot
what
is?
Camelon is?
I am unaware.
Camelot? Is,
They haven't talked about it as often
Go
as
ahead,
they
go
did
ahead.
in their first
ver, a ver.
episode.
Go ahead, Kez.
But it is a cologne brand
Danny-
that's coming out.
Is creating.
But it's somehow like a camouflage cologne.
For
The end of the world.
Hence the name.
Yeah.
Camelon.
Camelone because it's
Camouflage.
camouflage cologne.
Cologne.
And
what does it camouflage? Your
The end of the world.
Your
your
yourself.
musk.
Your scent.
Covers your scent.
scent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like a deodorizer.
During a zombie apocalypse.
specifically.
Yes.
Oh, specific. Well, that's
Specific.
probably why he hasn't released it.
That's what
He's
I
waiting
was
for
saying.
that.
I'm like,
I
it's
still feel like there
2050,
should
like-
be a artwork at the very least. You know,
He should.
something.
Or like a commercial if you want. I've told him this. Imagine
we
Danny.
are 27 years away from it
Imagine
being
Danny
dispersed.
walking like with the suit and tie, looking all like model for Dior
GQ.
and GQ walking, and all the zombies are eating people, but they're not eating him, and then he's just like,
Or
Dior. He's all fresh. Camelot. Stay fresh. Stay hidden. Camelot.
That's my.
that was what I was forgetting.
That's
Fresh.
That's
Stay
his
fresh,
slogan.
stay hidden.
Stay
That-
fresh,
no,
stay
that's
hidden.
that's their actual saying.
Camelot.
Okay.
You should at least patent it.
We should at least
Yeah.
do the commercial.
We should trademark it. Yeah.
You should
And
do
then go from
a,
there.
Even if it's just
UNFC 3-minute
It was just water.
like
Well, it can't just be
parody
water.
commercial.
Okay, let me ask you this. For your guys' podcast, what would you guys want to be able to provide as far as like Camelone?
Like a physical thing.
Or like, doesn't it have to be
Like
a
a
physical?
product?
Like, if you guys could, like, would it be a t-shirt? Would it be a sweater? Would it be
A t-shirt.
perfume? Would it be some shoes? Like,
A
what would it
t-shirt,
be?
right?
Probably
Mug?
like a used gum that Lula used. I know that there's a audience for that.
Honestly, a box of bolillos would be sick.
Oh, that would be kind of
Box of
cool.
bolillos are dope.
No, honestly, yeah, t-shirts probably with some of our quotes.
What are some of your quotes that like define your podcast? Like you're not gonna hear this anywhere else.
Un bolillo para el susto.
What else?
I was always 15. I was 15.
Yeah.
Balance,
That's 15.
baby.
Balance, baby. I remember that one.
Um,
Balance, baby.
there was another one. Abunda la caca.
I don't remember that one.
It was a joke that she said on the podcast.
But it's just that line. Just that word.
Abunda la caca?
Abunda la caca.
Abunda. It's because you know.
What does it mean? What is abunda?
Okay.
Say the
So-
joke. Say the joke.
Abandon the caca?
I'll say the joke.
Is that what it means? Abandon the
Listen-
caca?
No.
to the
I'll
joke.
say that joke.
Go ahead.
¿Cómo se dice diarrea en africano?
Derrame caca. No? That's not it?
la caca.
But
Wait.
he doesn't know what abunda means.
Oh,
That's
it's
why.
Yeah,
That's
that's
why.
what
That's
abunda
why
is
the joke.
abundant.
Yeah.
In abundance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Abundant.
Abundant.
That's what it means. I
Yeah,
never knew that.
abunda.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I thought
And
it
you
was like a
said-
drum. Dum, dum,
What was
dum.
the joke
I mean-
again?
I mean,
no,
like a drum?
abunda. Like it's
There's a lot of it.
abundant of caca.
A lot of caca.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which is why it is diarrhea.
Yeah.
How do you
And
say
said
diarrhea
in Mexico or
in African?
In Africa.
In
Oh, okay,
Africano,
okay.
in
That makes sense.
Africano.
Abunda
And
la caca.
obviously, I'm not well at delivering it, which is
No,
hence the
No,
joke. The
watch-
I
joke-
just didn't know.
the
I
joke-
didn't know.
Watch the episode
Yeah.
that we posted because you did deliver it. You delivered
You
it.
delivered
right.
it the same
Yeah.
way.
The joke.
You delivered it the same way, I guess.
The
I just
joke-
didn't know abunda.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The joke isn't really. I mean, it is the joke, but the joke isn't whom I said it to.
It was the aftermath.
Oh,
Yeah, the
who'd you
aftermath.
say it?
That's what made
Well,
it.
I never
Let's
said
just say
who I said it to.
I'm gonna tell
but
you, Danny. Let's just say it was one of your wingman industry connections.
One of my clients?
Yes, one of the major ones.
I don't think you know who it was.
Mm.
I don't think you watched that episode then. What we're talking about, the major client, the promotion.
Oh, the promo. Oh.
Well,
Okay,
we'll
you said
see.
it to him?
We'll see after.
We'll see if you guys know, but
And so I think that
Oh, he
was,
knows. He knows.
Okay.
He knows now.
Even though I never said who I said it to, I did describe that I said it in a very like
silly.
I said it in a very silly way. I didn't have the tact.
He wasn't a client, by the way. He was a sponsor. But
Okay.
Oh, sorry, sponsor.
And so I think that was the joke. The joke was seeing Lula wanting to die
Inside.
and actually dead in the inside because she said it to the wrong person, wrong place, wrong time.
did you get in trouble?
I didn't because that person had grace and mercy, but I got in trouble in the sense of like I think that person sort of said that person was like.
Oh, like a disappointment.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Those are worse.
Those are worse. Those are worse
Yeah.
than getting scolded for it.
Yeah.
But that's definitely something I would want on a T-shirt. Abunda la
Abunda la
caca.
caca.
Yeah, because of the story that it brings.
Any other products that you guys would wish you guys could like?
Oh, you know
get out?
what I wish would happen? I don't know how we could come up, but the story where you're saying that your mom split you when you were praying with this guy, this crush you had.
Do you remember that time your mom split you guys up?
Yeah,
I
no,
wouldn't-
but like if
Oh, like,
something
like a
physically-
physical,
Yeah,
like a
like a
physical
little
image.
cat
It was
just
just
going-
like,
maybe like a
Kezia's mom
3D?
just going,
Yes,
oh,
yes.
like
Wait,
you
I
should.
have a question, Daddy. Were
can
you
put that.
there?
when?
Do you know what story I'm talking about?
Who are you praying with?
You
know what
he knows.
Anyway,
He knows.
Oh, man.
Because I have a feeling you were there because you would go to the life groups.
He was laughing in the background, just praying.
Probably because I know I was teased for a long time.
Oh, it
And
was
I
during
don't
the life group?
Yeah, I don't remember if you were part of that group. I don't remember.
You know what would be
Yeah, I
pretty
was
cool?
probably part of it. Yeah. But I was probably praying on my own.
Praying for
I
someone
probably-
else.
I'm praying.
No, have your mom just crop a video or crop your mom out like going like this.
It's like this.
Yeah.
That would be perfect.
Oh, you know what? Just
to have that on a
just the
t-shirt.
outline.
Yeah.
Maybe a shirt with just an
The
outline,
outline of just like-
of you
Get
with her
away.
going like
Get
that.
away.
Yeah. Or your mom in
Yeah.
the middle, and then you on this sleeve, and then the person on this sleeve,
Oh,
and then you're just like,
And they're going like
Yeah.
this.
you know,
Both of them are
That-
trying to
yeah.
reach, and you're like, no. That would actually be kind of cool. Like
cool,
just
yeah.
and be like this.
A T-shirt that says that one time I catfished someone. You know,
Oh,
something that just that one time I
That's
catfished or something. You know,
You should have a fish that has a cat mask, but you could barely see it.
it's like coated or something.
Yeah, it's coated. Catfish.
But I think as far as like other things that we would give
I think
away,
it's spelled different. Catfish. It's not actual fish.
No, I
It's like
think
a
it's the
P.
same. CAT.
Catfish.
I think it's
you're thinking about voice
CATPPH.
fishing.
Huh?
Voice fishing, right? That has a P.
No, I think it's let me look it up.
But
No, it should be
catfishing is an S.
CAT.
You sure?
FIS.
Yeah.
FISH.
I don't know.
What
Oh
were
my
you saying?
God! I just found another story.
Yeah, no, it's catfish. It's with a P.
I need to read it.
Really?
Not for this episode, but I just found
Yeah.
another story.
Catfish.
Catfishing romance scam.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's with a P.
I didn't know that
PH.
either.
Catfish.
But you know what? That actually makes more sense
Yeah.
than for it to actually be with
Catfish.
Yeah.
with a F.
Fish.
I've been writing it wrong this whole time.
I think we all have.
Catfish. Yeah, I
Just
think
realize it's
that's that's
I've
probably
been
the
writing it right.
actual catfish. There's
Yeah.
actual.
There's
catfish.
an actual catfish. That's why
It's got whiskers
That's why
and
it's
everything.
saying it's okay because there's actually a catfish.
Oh.
Yeah, there's an actual
Like an animal
fish
called a
that
catfish?
has whiskers. That's
That's
catfish.
true.
That is
You could buy it at Vallarta if you
Yeah.
want.
We can go right now. Actually,
can
if
go.
you guys want to go,
We can bring you it.
You guys want that?
Catfish. No, I'm serious.
Get it.
But you know what? That actually makes more sense because we do have voice phishing.
Right,
That
which
is
just
with
means scamming,
it's scamming. That is there
like
you go.
voice scamming.
Where they just call you on the phone.
No, I don't know
Yeah.
what scamming as a cat is, but nonetheless, it's
Yeah.
catfish.
Why
What were you gonna say about the other thing that you guys would want to sell
No, I blanked out.
Tamales.
I blanked.
through the podcast?
I blanked out on
For the
other
for the
products that we
podcast.
could give.
Okay, well, let's jump over to one of the last parts of the podcast before we end it, and it's what segments for the future would you guys want to have, or also people that you would want to invite.
Do you
on the podcast.
memorize these steps or like questions in your head, or they just come to you like I don't know?
Our episodes are completely live.
Yeah, you guys
No,
don't have like
I have
structure. like
Anytime we have ever tried
sheet
to
right there?
like
Oh,
script
Why is it wet?
anything, it has not worked out.
Drop water.
no,
Anytime.
I don't know what
That's why it's UNFC.
It's UNFC. There's no paper right here, and
There's
I'm
no
not wet.
paper. He's still wet.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. What was your question? I totally like blanked
Okay,
out.
well, there's two questions. So one of the questions is what segments, if you plan on having segments, and I'll ask you the other one afterwards.
No, they have embarrassing stories already. They have conviction.
But is
What
it an
else do you
actual
guys have?
segment?
Yeah.
it's a segment.
I think convictions is more of a segment than embarrassing stories. I think embarrassing stories is one of those episodes where
It's like a
we
feature.
know people like it, so we'll throw it in there every once in a while. But I mean, yes, we are leading embarrassing lives sometimes, but it doesn't. You need material for that.
Story
It's
time.
hard.
Story time might be a segment because it's not necessarily embarrassing. It's just us
story.
sharing about our childhood.
Interesting stories. Yeah.
But
Write that down.
we're planning to do a 1-year vlog.
That is
So
true.
that's
yes,
something. Check
Check
out
us
for that,
out.
guys. We're gonna have a 1-year vlog, and so you guys are not gonna want to miss it.
Yes,
We're gonna
and
do
I think
something fun.
we did say to I was mentioning to her that we should do I don't know if a segment, but to do an episode where we talk about Disney movies and
okay.
That'd be cool.
to talk about not how we saw it as children, because I think we all like them, but how we see them now
Oh, as adults.
as adults. Because the other day I was watching Bugs Life, and there's a lot of life lessons in there, and I don't think
yeah.
Disney does movies like that anymore,
gotta
where
watch
they
out for
teach
that.
children
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
or adults in my case. And so, so I think we were talking about doing something where we are, dismantling a Disney movie
Right.
that's for children, but that actually had a message.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But other than that,
Nothing
just
planned?
season 3 is gonna come out soon.
Ooh.
But
Check it out.
We are thinking of inviting, obviously having more guests. I think we've been doing a pretty okay job at having 2 guests per month.
yeah,
So I think we're gonna keep on that,
build on that.
and obviously we can't share who, but we are trying to invite more people, possibly bring people out of the district.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
so-
out of
cool.
LA district.
Yes,
So East LA.
yes,
Or in
No,
what's the
you mean
IDCN?
LA? No,
LA. No, yeah,
LA
yeah. You
district.
mean? I'm so sorry. Yeah,
Oh,
within
in
the,
the
LA district. Yes,
In the
yes, yes.
Out of the local church.
I don't know. I don't
Right.
know LA,
That's what I
East
meant.
LA, so I barely know
Yeah.
LA.
I don't really know East LA.
So
either.
yeah, that's what's coming.
So those are your future segments, and then how can people look up? Because you said you guys normally do a bulletin. How could someone, like one of the Bromigos that wants to check your guys' stuff out and see what segments, or not what segments, what topics you guys are going to be talking about?
Instagram and YouTube. We put a calendar out Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, or Spotify.
What are your
That's
guys'
the best way.
handles?
At Relate2You podcast.
They're right here.
The love handles.
Yeah.
Relate to You podcast.
Yes.
At Relate2You
YouTube, and
podcast
then-
on YouTube, Spotify, and Instagram.
There you go, guys.
Yes.
Check them out. Thank you, ladies. I think this is the first time I actually said ladies instead of guys.
Yeah.
Every single time I was saying, so what are you guys planning on?
Yeah.
So thank you, ladies, for coming on our podcast. I know we're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Danny finished his banana.
Yeah, I don't
The
know.
question is, where did it
It's
over
go?
here.
Where did it go?
It's over
You
here.
get it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Tune in next time. Subscribe. Check them out. Check the link in the description. We'll have a link directly to their podcast.
What?
You know what? The link won't be in the description.
I'm sorry,
Don't
I
check
just
this
had
out.
to.
I'm deleting this
What'd you
episode
say?
right now.
That's what he did.
Oh, yeah, that's- yeah.
Bye, guys.
No, but seriously, check them out.